हेलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप लोग। उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब अच्छे होंगे। पार्ट थ्री नॉट नंबर थ्री, पार्ट थ्री, मेन कैंप फीचरिंग द वे होम, अ ब्रोकन वुमन, अ स्ट्रगलर, अ juggler, the attributes of summer, an Aryan shopkeeper, a snorer, two ticketers, two tricksters, and revenge in the shape of mixed lollies. From the book The Book Thief, written by Marcus Zusak. We are starting chapter number 17, The Way Home. Main Camp. The book penned by the Fahrar himself. It was the third book of great importance to reach Liesl Mimenga. Only this time she did not steal it. The book showed up as 33 Hemmel Street. Perhaps 1 hour later, 1 hour after Liesl had drifted back to sleep from her obligatory nightmare. Some would say it was a miracle that she ever owned that book at all. Its journey began on the way home, the night of the fire. They were nearly halfway back to Himmel Street when Liesl could no longer take it. She bent over and removed the smoking book, allowing it to hop sheepishly from hand to hand. When it had cooled sufficiently, they both watched it a moment, waiting for the words. Papa, what the hell do you call that? He reached over and grabbed hold of the shoulder shrug. No explanation was required. It was obvious that the girl had stolen it from fire. The book was hot and wet, blue and red, embarrassed, and hence Huberman opened it up pages 38 and 39. Another one. Liesl rubbed her ribs. Yes, another one. Looks like Papa suggested. I don't need to trade any more cigarettes, do I? Not when you are stealing these things as fast as I can buy them. Liesl, by comparison, did not speak. Perhaps it was her first realization that criminality spoke best for itself. Irrefutable. Papa studied the title, probably wondering exactly what kind of threat this book posed to the hearts and minds of the German people. He handed it back. Something happened. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Each word fell away at its edges. It broke off and formed the next. The criminal could no longer resist. What, Papa? What it is? Of course. Like most humans in the grip of revelation, Hans Huberman stood with a certain numbness. The next words would either be shouted or would not make it past his teeth. Also, they would most likely be a repetition of the last thing he had said only moments earlier. Of course, this time his voice was like a fist freshly banged on the table. The man was seeing something. He was watching it quickly, end to end like a race, but it was too high and too far away from Liesl to see. She begged him, "Come on, Papa, what it is?" She fretted that he would tell Mama about the book, as humans do. This was all about her. Are you going to tell? Sorry. You know, are you going to tell Mama? Hans Huberman still watched, tall and distant. About what? She raised a book. She brandished it in the air as if waving a gun. Papa was bewildered. Why would I? She hated questions like that. She forced her to admit an ugly truth to reveal her old filthy thieving nature. Because I stole again. Papa bent himself to a crouching position, then rose and placed his hand on her head. He stroked her hair with his rough, long fingers and said, "Of course not, Liesl. You are safe." So, what are you going to do? What was the question? That was the question. What marvelous act was Hans Huberman about to produce from the thin Munich street air? Before I show you, I think we should first take a look at what he was seeing prior to his decision. Papa's fact-based visions. First, he sees the girl's book, the gravedigger's handbook, the dog named Faust, the lighthouse, and now the shoulder shrug. Next is the kitchen and a volatile Hans Jr. regarding those books on the table. They where the girl often reads, he speaks, and what rubbish is this girl reading? His son repeats the question 3 times, after which he makes his suggestion for more appropriate reading material. Listen, Lizel. Papa placed his arm around her and walked her on. This is our secret, this book. We will read it at night or in the basement just like the others. But you have to promise me something. Anything, Papa? The night was smooth and still. Everything, listen. If I ever ask you to keep a secret for me, you will do it? I promise. Good. Now come on. If we are any later, Mama will kill us, and we don't want that to do we? No more book stealing then. Ah, Lizel grinned. What she didn't know until later was that within the next few days, her foster father managed to trade some cigarettes for another book. Only this time it was not for her. He knocked on the door of the Nazi Party office in Molching and took the opportunity to ask about his membership application. Once this was discussed, he proceeded to give them his last scraps of money and a dozen cigarettes. In return, he received a used copy of Mein Kampf. Happy reading, said one of the party members. Thank you, nodded Hans. From the street, he could still hear the men inside. One of the voices was particularly clear. He will never be approved, it is said. Even if he buys 100 copies of Mein Kampf, the statement was unanimously agreed upon. Hans held the book in his right hand, thinking about postage money, a cigarette-less existence, and the foster daughter who had given him his brilliant idea. Thank you, he repeated, to which a passer-by inquired as to what he did said. With typical affability, Hans replied, Nothing, my good man, nothing at all. Hail Hitler. And he walked down Munich Street, holding the pages of the Führer, where there must have been a good share of mixed feelings at that moment, for Hans Huberman's idea had not only sprung from Lizel, but from his son. Did he already fear he did never see him again? On the other hand, he was also enjoying the ecstasy of an idea, not daring just yet to envision its complications, dangers, and vicious absurdities. For now, the idea was enough. It was indestructible, transforming into reality. Well, that was something else altogether. For now, though, let's let him enjoy it. We will give him 7 months. Then we come for him, and oh, how we come! how he come. यहाँ पे हमारा चैप्टर नंबर 17 फिनिश होता है. मिलेंगे हम विद चैप्टर नंबर 18, द म्यूर्स लाइब्रेरी. बाय फॉर नाउ दोस्तों, मिलेंगे हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. बाय एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच. बाय.